Good day, everyone. My name is Rechell Cinas, and for this subject, legal aspects in tourism and hospitality, the topic that we'll tackle is the laws regulating restaurants and other tourism-oriented establishments. Chapter 10. The learning objectives are to enumerate the responsibilities of a restaurant or similar establishment, to identify the laws that govern restaurants, caterers, bars, health and fitness clubs, spas, and entertainment outlets, to cite examples of issues and problems that may arise in restaurants, bars, a day, and other tourism-oriented establishments. The Philippines has been known to be a country rich in arts and culture. That is why the arts and the letters remain under the patronage of the state, which must be concerned in the protection and enrichment of our culture. Under the 1987 Constitution, there are provisions designed to widen and popularize culture and artistic creation and to provide culture opportunities. The culture of our country is depicted in the various museums, building structure, galleries, restaurant, entertainment establishment, parks, churches, written shop, and health and fitness club around the country. For the nature and description of business, a restaurant is any establishment offering to the public refreshments and or meals. Bars and pubs may also be classified under this generic category. This is to ensure proper ingress, egress, and architectural design, provide free parking and receptionist service, maintain clean dining area, serve high quality cuisine, and keep a presentable menu, employ courteous staff, stock well-stocked bar, and ensure clean restrooms with necessary amenities, keep kitchen and storage areas hygienic and well equipped, maintain proper lighting, ventilation, and implement vermin control and fire safety measures. Restaurant types vary from casual dining to fine dining, fast food cafes, and bars. Examples include Max's, Starbucks, and KFC. A department store is a store that sells or carries several lines of merchandise and that is organized into separate sections for the purpose of promotion, service, accounting, and control. A shop is a small retail establishment offering a line of goods or services. A sports and recreational club center is any establishment offering sports and recreational facilities to tourists and to the general public. Gyms and clubs, dance studios, theme parks, cinemas, theaters, and concert halls fall under this category. The key factors to ensure a positive experience is the location and accessibility, like the pleasant surroundings and easy access and ample parking. Facility features attractive facade, secure parking, and a welcoming reception area. We have also the interior amenities, spacious dining area, well-maintained furniture, and rental sports equipment. We have also hygiene facilities, separate toilets with essentials like tissue and soap along with lockers and dressing areas. Example like Makati Sports Club and Enchanted Kingdom uphold the standards for visitors' satisfaction and enjoyment. We have also a museum is an institutional establishment where a collection of valuable objects and artifacts in history and culture, arts, and sciences are put on exhibition for the general public. Then, a karaoke bar is any establishment offering karaoke and videoke facilities to tourists and to the general public. Then, a gallery is any establishment that has a formal space for exhibition of paintings, sculptures, prints, photographs, potteries, and mixed media works. Tertiary hospital for medical tourism is an institution that provides clinical care and management as well as specialized and subspecialized forms of treatments, surgical procedure, and intensive care. Medical tourism involves traveling for the purpose of availing healthcare services or treatments of illness and health problems in order to maintain one's health and well-being. A spa is an establishment that has a holistic approach to health and wellness, rest, and relaxation that aims to treat the body, mind, and spirit by integrating a range of professionally administered health, wellness, fitness, and beauty, water treatment, and services. Laws governing casinos and gaming establishments. Section 1 Declaration of Policy. It is hereby declared to be the policy of the state to centralize and integrate all games of chance not heretofore authorized by existing franchises or permitted by law in order to attain the following objectives: A. To centralize and integrate the right and authority to operate and conduct games of chance into one corporate entity to be controlled, administered, and supervised by the government. B. To establish and operate clubs and casinos for amusement and recreation, including sports, gaming, polls, basketball, football, lotteries, etc., and such other forms of amusement and recreation, including games of chance, which may be allowed by law within the territorial jurisdiction of the Philippines and which will: 1. To generate sources of additional revenue to fund infrastructure and socio-civic projects such as flood control programs, beautification, sewerage and sewage projects, tulungan ng bayan centers, nutritional projects, population control, and such other essential public services. 2. To create the recreation, and integrated facilities which will expand and improve the country's existing tourist attractions. And 3. To minimize, if not totally eradicate, the evils, malpractices, and corruptions that are normally prevalent in the conduct and operation of gambling, clubs, and casinos without direct government involvement. Section 2. Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, or PAGCOR, creation and purpose: to implement state policy and pursue the objectives set forth in the preceding section, there is hereby created a body corporate to be known as the Philippine Amusement Gaming Corporation. PAGCOR, or the Philippine Gaming and Amusement Corporation. So this is established in 1976. It regulates all games of chance in the Philippines, aiming to fund government projects and combat illegal gambling. Operating under a legislative franchise, PAGCOR have the authority to manage gambling, casinos, and enter contracts with qualified companies. It has the powers to include purchasing foreign exchange, acquiring access to public and waters, and constructing facilities for its operations. Despite being a government-owned corporation, it adheres to civil service laws. Overall, PAGCOR plays a vital role in shaping the gaming industry in the Philippines while upholding accountability and transparency. Retail Trade Law. The Retail Trade Law Liberalization Act of 2000 was enacted on March 7, 2000, which is specifically repealed Republic Act 1180, otherwise known as the Retail Trade Nationalization Law. By virtue of the Retail Trade Liberalization Act of 2000, the Philippine retail industry is hereby liberalized to encourage Filipino and competitive retail trade sector in the interest of empowering the Filipino consumer through lower prices, higher quality goods, better services, and wider choices. This is in line with the policy of the state to promote consumer welfare in attracting, promoting, and welcoming productive investments that will promote tourism and create more jobs. So, the rules for engaging in retail trade in the Philippines: Filipino citizens and wholly Filipino-owned entities have unrestricted access to the sector. Foreign-owned business are categorized based on their capital. So we have Category A, reserved for Filipino citizen. Category B, foreign-owned with limited equity for the first 2 years. Then Category C, wholly owned by foreigners. Then the Category D, specializing in high-end products. With lower capital requirements per store, it can be wholly owned by foreigners. These regulations balance local entrepreneurship and foreign investment, ensuring fair competition while allowing for sectoral growth. Laws regulating sale of alcohol. The National Internal Revenue Code, or the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997, as amended by Republic Act No. 9334, December 21, 2004, has imposed excise taxes on the purchase of alcohol. The excise Tax rate shall be based on the classification of alcohol content as provided under the law. The local governments in the Philippines have the authority to regulate the sale of alcohol to minors. Each city or municipality can enact ordinances to prevent this, with consequences like fines, imprisonment, or even revocation of business permits for violators. So places like Baguio City and Benguet have strict measures in place recognizing the dangers of alcohol to minors and public safety. This highlights the importance of local autonomy in addressing social issues effectively. Laws regulating churches, monuments, national shrines, landmarks, and other important historic edifices by virtue of Presidential Decree Number 260 on August 1, 1973. The following has been declared national shrines, monuments, and landmarks. 1. The Santa Ana Site Museum in Manila. Number 2. The Roman Catholic Churches of Puay and Bacara in Ilocos Norte. The San Agustin Church and liturgical objects therein in Intramuros, Manila. 4. Fort Pilar in Zamboanga City. Number 5. The petroglyphs of the rock shelter in Agono, Rizal. Then the petroglyphs of Ala Buntok. 7. The stone agricultural calendars of Dapay Gayday in Bisao, Buntok. Then the mummy caves of Kabayan Benguet, Sagada, and Ala Bunto. Number 9, the Ifugao rice terraces of Banawi as national cultural treasures. Number 10, the Barasuan Church in Malolos, Bulacan. Number 11, Tirad Pass in Cervantes, Ilocos Sur. Number 12, the Miagao Church in Miagao, Iloilo. Number 13, the site of the Battle of Mactan on Mactan Island, Cebu. Then the San Sebastian's Church in Quiapo, Manila, and the Church and Convent of Santo Niño in Cebu City. Then the vandalism, malicious mischief, Article 327, who are liable for malicious mischief, any person who shall be deliberately cause to the property of another any damage shall be guilty of malicious mischief. The National Museum or National Library or to any archive or registry shall be punished. Article 331, destroying or damaging statues, public monuments, or paintings. Any person who shall destroy or damage statues or any other useful for ornamental public monument shall suffer the penalty. Any person who shall destroy or damage any useful or ornamental painting of public nature shall suffer the penalty. This crime involves damaging property in public places like museums, theaters, and cultural landmarks. So, makibaw man siguro tag-unsa ng vandalism. So, insecurity measures are crucial in preventing such acts as they're often committed out of revenge or simply for the pleasure of distractions. It is important to note that intent matters. Simply damaging property isn't enough. It must be proven that the act was done with the intention of causing harm. Understanding these nuances helps protect public and private property and preserves our cultural heritage for future generations. So now we are going to discuss the poisoning. Article 264, administering injurious substances or beverage, the penalties established by the next preceding article. So a serious physical injury shall be applicable in the respective cases to any person who, without intent to kill, shall inflict upon another any serious physical injury by knowingly administering to him any injurious substances or beverages or by taking advantage of his weakness of mind and credulity. Article 265 lists serious physical injuries to any person who shall inflict upon another physical injuries not described in the preceding articles, but which shall incapacitate the offended party for labor for 10 days or more, or shall require medical attendance for the same period. So Article 266, slight physical injuries and maltreatment. So these issues of malicious mischief, particularly in restaurants, bars, and pubs, unfortunately, employees in these establishments may engage in such activities, often affecting customers. To prevent this, operators and owners must strictly follow regulations from authorities like the Bureau of Food and Drugs and the Consumer Act. Compliance is vital for customer safety. In severe cases leading to death offenders can face homicide charges or arresto minor, imprisonment for up to 30 days in a consequence for those found guilty. Understanding these legal implications stresses the importance of adhering to regulations and maintaining a safe environment for customers. Lastly, we have theft. Article 308, who are liable for theft. Theft is committed by any person who would intend to gain but without violence against or intimidation of persons nor force upon things shall take personal property of another without the latter's consent. So, kawat. Article 310, qualified theft. The crime of theft shall be punished by the penalties next higher by 2 degrees if committed with grave abuse of confidence. Article 311, theft of the property of the National Library and National Museum. If the property is stolen by any property of the National Library or the National Museum, the penalty shall be arresto mayor or of a fine unless a higher penalty should be provided under other provisions of this code, in which case the offender shall be punished by such higher penalty. Theft and qualified theft, often committed by employees in tourism establishments, owners, and operators, must exercise caution to prevent temptation among employees. Limiting access to companies' money and personal property can help. Theft is presumed from the unlawful taking of personal property. The penalty depends on factors like the value of the stolen item and the circumstances of the crime. Preventive measures are essential to safeguard businesses and promote trust within the workplace. So in conclusion, the legal aspects in tourism and hospitality encompass various laws and regulation governing establishments such as restaurants, bars, department stores, sports clubs, museums, and more. These laws aim to ensure consumer protection, public safety, and the preservation of cultural heritage. From regulations on alcohol sales to measures against vandalism and theft, adherence to these legal frameworks is crucial for maintaining a safe and thriving tourism industry. By understanding and complying with these laws, businesses can foster trust, promote customer satisfaction, and contribute to the overall development of the sector. So that would be all for my topic. Thank you for listening and goodbye.